Hello, Hilltop. It's Mr. Amici again, and it's a terrific Tuesday for some PE. And if you haven't noticed already, what we're going to focus on for PE today is dance skills. Now, dance is an important part of your physical education because dance includes movement of your body, and it helps you be physically active and have fun at the same time. So before we get into certain dance moves, we're going to talk about elements of dance. So different vocabulary words and other words that we need to learn to know how to perform dances the right way. So there's a few downloadable sheets that you have on your Otis lesson today, and you can download those and view those through Google Drive after watching our videos today, because I'm going to go through those pieces of paper with you now, and we're going to learn about different elements of dance and different ways that you can remember some of the vocabulary words or words and skills that have to do with learning dance. Are you ready to get started? All right. Now, dance elements are things that you might already know about, but could be new for some of you still. Things like space. I'm not talking about outer space, I'm talking about things like personal space. I've got my yoga mat out today, and I could use that as my personal space, so I would want to try to practice my dance moves in my own personal space. That way I know I'm not going to bump into anyone else while I'm moving around. But then also in dance we talk about general space, which would be a space that you'd be sharing with other people. Like if you've ever been on a dance floor and everybody's moving around and partying and having fun. So that'd be moving around in general dance space. Some other elements of dance and terms to know would be things like size. Size of movements. Is it a big arm reach and bring back to your body? Or is it a small arm reach and back to your body? Let's practice with both arms. Big arm reach and back to your body? Or is it a small arm reach and back to my body? So different size of movements. It could be size of kicks in a dance. Is it a big kick? Or is it a little kick? So these are all ways that you could make dances different by different sizes. Or levels, such as high. Am I going to have my head high up in the air? Middle? Is my head or my shoulders going to be towards the middle of the room? Or is it going to be low, down towards the ground? So low, middle, and high. Different ways that you could do different moves, like you could do a high kick, a middle kick, or a low kick. Other words like direction, forward, left, that's my left, your right, right, my right, your left, and back. How about a word like diagonal? So it could be forward and to the side at the same time. Things like jumping up, things like bending down. So those are more directions. So all those different directions are directions you'll move while you're dancing. How about things like pathways? I'm taking a curved pathway right now. I could take a straight pathway. So if I'm doing a dance move and I walk in a straight line, I could do that curved pathway. A circular pathway where I would just make the same circle shape repetitively. Those of you that have done square dancing with Mrs. Mick and Mr. Amici know about moving around in a circle. How about zigzag? Go one way and the other way. Making quick changes. So those are different pathways. Energy, things like free flow. So I could intentionally flow to one direction. I could let my body flow to any directions it wants to move freely. Different types of flow. Things like weight. Now weight for me and force kind of go hand in hand because I can do light force, like light foot taps. Or I could do heavy force or strong force by big foot taps, hard foot taps. So things like light force, strong force are similar to lightweight and heavyweight. We could be still is a form of dance. Maybe we hold a pose. Okay, so it doesn't always have to be movement. It could be movement leading to stillness momentarily, and then back to a new movement. What about things like speed? Fast, slow. I can accelerate, meaning I start super fast and slow down, or I start fast and slow down. So I can increase my speed, and I could even do that by staying in the same spot. So maybe I want to start slow, marching in place, and then I want to increase my speed by marching faster. So changing the speed. This is a term you might hear with Mrs. Mick in music, things like rhythm, where you keep the same pace going for a consistent time. I'm keeping a rhythm. Many of you that have danced before, you know what rhythm is just by moving your body to the music. Speaking of moving your body, that's the most important part of dance. So we've got to know all the different body parts that we can dance with. Can you dance with your head? Oh yeah. I can move my head to the sides, I can move it up and down, I can move it forward and back. I can move it around and around. I can change directions. So you can do all kinds of dance moves with your head. My arms. I can make waves with my arms. I can make circles with my arms. I can point different directions with my arms. So some of those movements I was showing you earlier, you could make curved movements with your arms, and you could make straight movements with your arms. You could make zigzag movements with your arms. So there's all these different combinations of body parts that you're moving and types of movement that create different dances. How about my hands? I could use just my hands as part of a dance. You ever seen Spirit Fingers? Keep your hands as fast as you can. It's like a rain waterfall coming down. It could be a fast waterfall, or it could be a slow waterfall. I can move my pelvis like Elvis. Remember from our skeleton lessons last week, those are our hip bones. I can go side to side, I can twist. Elvis, pelvis. I can add movements with my hips and my pelvis and my arms together. Remember our combination exercises? These are like combination dance moves. I can move arms and my pelvis at the same time. And of course our legs, we can do all kinds of things like safe kicking when we're dancing, different types of jumping. We can do those skills like skipping, hopping, shuffling, step and slide. So we want to use our legs a lot when we're dancing too. My general rule for coming up with a cool dance move, each dance move has 3 important parts. 1 is the foot movement, 2nd is the pelvis or hip movement, and 3rd is the arms and shoulder movement. So as long as you're moving all 3 of those, in my opinion, we're having a good time. So I can change direction with my feet, I can change direction with my arms, I can use my shoulders and I can roll. Remember, I can use my head and neck. And our last word for the first part of our elements of dance is going to be balance. Remember our balancing lesson that we practiced a few weeks ago? So if you've got great balance, that gives you the opportunity to learn dance moves where you're just even on one leg. Hey, everybody, I can jump and spin and pump my fist in the air at the same time because I can put together cool dance moves because I've got body control and balance. Look at me now. Yeah. All right, so that's why balance is another important part of dance. So friends, there's one more paper I want to talk to you about before we learn some cool new dance moves. And that is our BEST dance diagram. And BEST is an acronym which stands for body, energy, space, and time. So some of these words are going to be similar to ones we just talked about on the last page, but I like how it breaks it down in terms of an acronym called BEST: body, energy, space, and time. So as I talk about these, I want you to think to yourself, I think I know what he means by this. In terms of body, what we move, shape. Remember, I can make my body into all different types of shapes. I can make myself a circle. I can make myself a big star. I can make myself a skinny pencil. So I can always change my body shape by using different body parts to move. Right? We never have to just dance with the same body part moves. We can change it up all the time. And then by learning different physical skills like skipping, hopping, jumping, galloping, all those warm-ups and different little body weight exercises we've been practicing all year have been making you a better dancer because you've been building up those strength in your muscles and bones that makes it easier to perform skills like this. And then we want to talk about energy, how you move. Effort. I know your classroom teacher and our other teachers in school talk to you about effort all the time. How hard are you trying? Well, in terms of energy and effort, is it easy effort? Or is it hard effort? How much am I exerting energy out of my body to get those dance moves? And that can depend on the type of music that you're listening to. If it's slow, calm, relaxing movements, then it's a maybe slow, calm, relaxing movement. But the more energizing that music is, yeah, party! Maybe the faster, more sharp and harsher movements are going to be. And with that energy, we can express how we're feeling with our face as well. If we're happy while we're dancing, we're smiling. If we're angry while we're dancing, maybe we're making a grumpy face. But you can use your face to express how you're feeling during that dancing time as well. So remember to use that beautiful face. And we talked about space before, the directions we're moving, the pathways we're going in, whether we're dancing in our own personal space, or if we're dancing in a shared general space. Take my hand, allow us to dance. Oh, thank you kindly for your dance. And remember, space also includes height space in terms of high, middle, or low. So maybe everyone gets low and does a twist and dance, or everyone's at medium height, twist and dance, or everybody's jumping on tippy toes up high and twisting. So that's how we involve space into our concept of dance, is where we move. High, low, left, right, forward, back, side to side. And now there's also the last aspect of our BEST acronym is time. Things like duration. How long of a dance is this going to be? Do we just dance for hours? And if everyone's having such a good time, we dance until we fall asleep? What about time in terms of speed? Is it a fast-paced dance? Or is it a slow-paced dance? Sequence, timing, and rhythm. I know these are all things you hear about from Mrs. Mick. And they have a lot to do with dance because what is the sound that's happening during a song or a dance? Is a song. So now if you can see why it is that we've combined dance and music, or dance and music with Mr. Amici and with Mrs. Mick the past few years at Hilltop, and we plan to do that again in the future. But in the meantime, I want you to click complete for this tile, learning about the different elements included in learning dances. And we'll go to the next video and we'll talk about some of the cool freeze dance cards that I have available for you to view and create your own fun dances. We'll see you there. Go Hawks!